moves. Hi, universe! We are live now. I'll see you again in 100 days live with Sonya. Sorry, I was dancing a little bit with the music of the countdown. So this is the place for the expert to share their experiences, their expertise, and of course their strategies to gain or reach whatever they want in life, their goals, I mean. And today again we have a very pretty lady as our guest speaker today, and she is a doctor, but I didn't call her doctor. I just call her Cori or pretty doctor, because she's a pretty doctor. And she's the founder of Freedom Hacking Movement. I don't know what that is. We will find out after this. And thank you for joining us in 100 Days Live with Sonya until today. Yeah, people say it is crazy to make 100 days, but step by step I make it with the support from you and our sponsors. And today we have our sponsor from catcoin.com.au.plan. She's one of our speaker, Katie Smith, and yeah, she's also managing the websites for you. So welcome, Dr. Cori Campbell. How are you? And thank you for coming here. I feel very proud that you are with us today. What makes you jumping into 100 Days Live with Sonya, even though you have to wait for a long time, you see?
No, we talked a lot. So first of all, I'm so excited to be here and be a part of your journey and see you go through this. It's amazing. Absolutely love it. And you reached out to me. Oh goodness, it's been like 4 or 5 months now. And
Yes.
your commitment to do 100 days with interviewing and getting messages out to people to impact the world. And I was like, holy smokes, that's amazing. I want to be a part of that. And just this one little moment, a little snippet in your 100-day journey. So kudos to you for going through this. It's taken a lot. So absolutely amazing.
I know, thank you. And then with this kind of event, what do you expect more from us later after this?
Oh, after this, I see you just taking this and exploding it, bringing messages to the people that you're impacting, and it covers the whole world. So it's a global mission that you're on, and it's
Mm-hmm.
huge because we're going to talk about movements today. So I'm really passionate about
Yeah.
creating a movement, and that's exactly what you're doing. Is you're creating waves upon waves upon waves. In the beginning, it's like when you first started reaching out to people, it was an idea and a commitment that you made. And you're like, oh, I'm going to do this for 100 days. And well, where do I start? How do I do this? All of the how to starts to come when you make that decision. And that's what I'm excited to see you do that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's why our title today, Create a Movement, not a business, as you wanted to be. And I said, oh, that is like me.
That is just like you.
So, what kind of movement are you doing right now with your clients? Or yeah, do you have any plan for this year? What kind of big next step? I'm very curious about it. Would you share with us about the
Absolutely.
movement that you mean in here?
So I'm a business coach and working very
Mm-mm.
specifically with visionary entrepreneurs and what I like to call disruptive innovators, which are people, if Steve Jobs said this really fantastic quote, and I will misquote it, but the crazy ones are the ones that actually change the world. And those are the disruptive innovators. But when we look
Mm.
at creating a business and you want to create a business structure online, I look at it in two ways. Is one is we're creating an impact with people, like we're changing the world, we're solving a problem. But at the same time, I don't want those new business owners, whether that be that they're going into coaching or consulting or whatever their mission is, whatever their movement wants to be, I don't want that person to get burnt out. Because
Mm.
if you have this person who's a disruptive innovator, they're creative, they have this fire burning within them and they know that they can change the world, and then they get burnt out just because the business is falling apart, it's stressing them out, they're working too many hours. So we look at it in two different ways. It's a holistic approach, and
Mhm.
we do that by not creating just a business that is very transactional, right? A lot of business are transactional. You want something, you go to the store and buy it. And you need something, so you call up a friend and you make it happen. It's very transactional for business, and that's a quick way to get burnt out. Creating a movement creates change. It gets people behind your mission, and it's all about solving a bigger problem. That's what we're
What
doing.
are the biggest problems that your clients have today?
So my background is in healthcare. So I work with a lot of service providers for that purpose. So chiropractors, physical therapists, and they're burnt out. So we're in America and we're burnt out with at least the American healthcare system and the hours and the drive time and the commuting and all of the stuff that's happened over 2020. Let's not talk about that, and just disrupted the healthcare system. So they want something bigger for themselves. They want to be able to actually make a difference in the world, but then they're like, oh, how do I do it? All I know is how to be this service provider. How do I change that into a business? I didn't learn about business. Like, this is what they're saying. So they didn't learn about business. They didn't know what they're doing. So we're building the systems and the strategies, building businesses from ground up, knowing that we're solving the problem that they're solving, and the problems that they're solving. So we talk about a lot of my clients is they're solving neurological problems. They're solving mindset problems that are holding people back, and they're solving physical problems. And so a lot of the physical aspect into their body movements and structures and fitness. A lot of with that. So, and you bring into life coaching. So there's a lot of the people that I work with on that aspect. And I have worked with people who they have a brick and mortar. So maybe they have a clinic and, well, I want to keep my clinic, but I want more freedom. I want to pull myself away. So I want additional streams of income, and how can I impact more people? So I told people, I was like, we've been doing this. I've been doing what I've been doing for probably 5 years now. And when the shutdowns happened across the United States, I told my clients, I said, this is what we've been preparing for you guys to pull back and do more of the online reach.
Yeah, and about the burnout, how does it influence the body or the physical condition actually?
Oh, burnt out. So it affects the whole body. And we look at six. What I do in my coaching is we look at 6 pillars. That includes your body, your mind, your spirit, and there's some other ones that are in there too. And when you have so much focus, they're like, I got to build the business. I got to build the business. Where's the money coming from? And you're working 20 out of 24 hours. You're not sleeping. So physically you end up with fatigue. Your digestive system is all out of whack. Your body's ability to recover is there, right? Over the course of time, that creates more pain, and it creates usually a lot of tension, headaches, and grumpiness. They get really snippy. If they have a significant other, they start getting really crabby with their significant others, and then that can cause a whole issue with relationships. So it's a long spin of things. But typically I tell people to start to pay attention to the beginning signs, because there becomes a point of it's almost point of no return. Like, we need an intervention to come in here and shut down and start over. But if you can catch it quickly, and that becomes where we'll say typically so if you normally work, we'll say 8 or 9 o'clock to 5 or 6 p.m., typically somewhere around 1 to 3 in the afternoon, there's usually a time where people are a little tired. But if that tired feeling starts happening in the morning around 10 or 11, that's the very first sign that you're going to have that some burnout is coming on. And we need to start looking at, okay, what are your habits? What are the routines? Things you might not pick up on are like you'll reach for different foods. Maybe you'll reach for different drinks. you won't necessarily pick up on that. You'll be like, oh, I'm just hungry. Oh, I'll just have snack.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you'll pick up on that. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Why am I so tired? Or you're reaching for an extra cup of coffee or something.
Mm-hmm. It seems very funny because I know someone who happens that way, that he is very grumpy before breakfast or before meal. So that is the cause that he is burnout, right? Having burnout.
Well,
Or
it very well could be, but I call that, if it's around mealtime, there's a term that I
mm,
use. It's called you're hangry. So
mm,
you're hungry and angry, and that just turns into you're hangry. So I tell
new
people
term for
around
me,
lunchtime,
hungry and angry.
you should eat something and see if, okay, you're going to start to feel better. But we're talking about just total body fatigue,
Mhm,
and it can be they call it like adrenal fatigue, and it's like your adrenal system is the part that
mhm.
regenerates you and makes you want to wake up in the morning, and you might not jump out of bed, but you wake up and you're like, okay, what am I going to do today? As opposed to you feel like you want to just lay in bed all day long because your whole body is just on shutdown mode. And it becomes really critical once you get that to that like point of no return. It takes a long time to come back.
Wow. And how will how will you face your client when they have such condition? They come to you, and then they need your help, but then they are not sure what they are having actually because of the burnout, because of the stress, and then yeah, they gain weight, they are lack of sleep and everything.
So
Do
they
you
come.
have an exploration session or something
Well, so
for
what we
them?
do is we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation as far as it's all geared
Mm-hmm.
around towards what do they want to do for their business, because I'm focused on like that business coaching aspect, but I do incorporate the whole lifestyle aspect. So they'll come to me and say, I really want this business and I'm burnt out, I'm tired, I'm grumpy, I bark at my spouse when they come at, just for wearing the wrong shirt today, like something silly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll sit down and we'll kind of get, the first thing we do is I take them through what I call we're going to get in the mud, and we have to. And what I mean by we get in the mud is we find out like, what is really holding you back and why are we there. So we get into the stuff, we find out those demons. Those demons are usually centered around a fear base. Well, I don't think I'll ever succeed, or I don't know if I could ever make it, I can't do it like they do it. So there's a lot of that imposter syndrome and fear stuff we work through first, but we have to get in the mud, and then we come out of the mud and we get really clear on where are we going, what are we doing, what do they want, what movement do they want to create. And once we get clear on that, then that's the fun part where we come in, and with freedom hacking is we build the systems and the strategies that move them towards that goal that they want in a faster way, because we're kind of eliminating all of the fluff that they don't need. Right? They don't need it, and it's stuff that's going to hold them back. So we keep them in line and focused to create that movement at a faster speed, at the same time avoiding these things like burnout. So we're putting in different systems and strategies to help them with that.
Wow, it's getting deeper. Let greet our viewers. Live Stream Universe, he is one of our sponsors also, saying, hey, Sonya. Hi, Ross. Glad to see you here. And I'm very happy that you are here today. And then also our other viewers. And then when they reach you out and they would like to build their business, but they have the physical problem, they have the mental problem, and then how do you relate with them? I mean, because you have experience for 20 years, right, in healthcare system, and then do you work alone, or also do you have team to handle or to help your clients?
So the coaching aspect that we do, I offer two options. One of it's one-on-one coaching, and that one-on-one coaching is
Mm-hmm.
with me. And that's higher level. That's for people who they want to eliminate other distractions, and
Mm-hmm.
we really want to figure it out. Like they're at a point in their life where they're like, this is what I want. I don't know how to get there, and you're the person that's going to help me. So I'll work with that person one-on-one. I get very intimate within their business, and I get very intimate within their fears, their struggles, their pains, and their hopes, dreams, and desires. And we build a really solid plan for that together. And for people who aren't at that level, they're not ready for that. And also for people who work together in a more mastermind group setting, that's
Yeah.
where I bring in group coaching. So, and all of my one-on-one clients, they have access to the group coaching. They just get more one-on-one time with me. But the group coaching, we go over the same concepts, we go over the same frameworks, but it's in a group format. And there's like a lot of homework assignments. So we'll do a live training, and we'll give them the breakdown of, okay, this is what you need to go off and do it for your business. And it's on them. So it's more of a done with you option. Right? Both of them actually are a done with you option, but one of them is in just a group setting, and one of them is, hey, I really need one-on-one accountability because I want to make this happen, and I'll do anything to make it happen.
I agree. And what changes do they have during those process?
Oh, I say it's complete transformation, because for me, it's about it's about transforming. So we do a lot of things. One of it's transforming the mindset, wrapping around that, hey, you can do this, right? There's so many people out there that are going out with the intention of saying, I want to create a business and I want to do it online. So tell me how to do it. And the thing is I could hand over the blueprint to say, step by step, this is how I've done it, and this is how I've helped other people do it. And you will fail. You'll totally fail because your mind is not in the right spot. So we have to go through those things. And that's the part where so many people are missing the mark. And I see them start, and I believe in their mission. I believe in their purpose. I believe in their movement. But it falls apart. And it falls apart because they're mentally not ready, and they're not connecting their heart with their mind, with their mission. And that's the one thing that we pull all that together. And when I say eliminate distractions, I'm very specifically meaning eliminate the distractions. They're everywhere. We're bombarded with distractions all day long. We get Facebook and Instagram and whatever social media you're out there watching or listening to, and we get emails, and we drive down the road and there's billboards everywhere. We are constantly bombarded with distractions. So we work on eliminating those and getting super clear on what path do you want for your business.
Not yet. Today they add with the clubhouse also. You see, it's very busy down there.
Yeah.
And what about this? Because they are into business, right? Of course, they need the social media. But how they reduce the social media, because they need it also for their business. Sometimes they have to reply the clients or the prospectful clients.
Absolutely. So what we do in the freedom hacking is we look at it very specifically especially in the very beginning. So a great tip that I can give to people who are just starting out is, if you're looking at somebody who's higher up, who's been doing this for a long time, and you look at them and you're like, hey, I want to be like that person. Like, what I'm doing is similar. So you find someone that becomes like your model person. This is what I want to strive to be. And you see them on Facebook, on Instagram. They're all over YouTube. They've got their blogs going like crazy. They seem like they live and breathe on the internet. Like, that's all they live to do. But you have to realize that you're starting and they've been doing it for 20 years or 10 years or 15 years, whatever. But they've been doing it for a lot longer than you. So my tip or huge suggestion is pick one platform. Where are your dream customers hanging out the most? Ask yourself that. Like, who are your dream customers and where do they like to hang out? If they like to hang out on Instagram, then that's where you should hang out. If they like to hang out on Facebook, then that's where you should pick one platform and then one strategy, and repeat that over and over and over and over again every day, and get really, really good at that. That's going to expand your organic reach. And when we go, so I teach organic to paid ads, and until you're making 6 figures a year, organically, I wouldn't throw a dime into it ads. And that's just the way I coach, because if you don't know that your organic message even works, you're putting money and you're just throwing it in the trash can out to go off and buy ads.
So that means that you charge the coaching after they make results after 1 year for becoming
For my, you talk about my fees? You froze on me.
Oh yeah, yeah, the camera. But now I'm back.
I hear you, but I
Yeah,
don't see you.
Cori. Now I'm here. Yeah,
Technology.
the bandwidth in here. I know that it is sometimes a problem, but then the people start to understand because we are in the developing country. You see, we are not in the advanced country where internet is still quite expensive and a new thing. Not the bandwidth is not that great for the live streaming, but we make it.
I think you're
So
doing
I'm here.
here. I missed your last question though, so I want to be able to answer those for you.
I mean, do your clients not pay you before they have the results after 1 year for the
No.
6 7 figures? No. But
No.
then how will you make money from it then?
No.
It sounds like it is a charity, not that it's a business, you know.
No. My clients pay me up front. I give a discount for a paid in full, and then for those who don't want to choose the pay in full and get the discount, there's a monthly retainer fee for the program that I offer. And I said, the thing is, it comes to this, I expect them to show up, but I design my program to get results. Although the thing is in everything, we can't guarantee results because there's one common denominator in everything that my client does, and it's them. So I can't guarantee that they show up. I can't guarantee that they do the work. I can't guarantee that they follow through on the strategy. I can give them, and I can guide them, and I can lead them on to those results, and I can give them the frameworks that will get them that success. It's just up to them to follow through with it.
Yeah. It is a great message. That's powerful advice about organic vs ads said live stream universe belong to Ross brand. Thank you, Ross. And Cori, in this kind of disruptions everywhere, right? And then how will you help your clients to stay focused at their movement and also their goals in business?
How will, I think you broke up there a little bit. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah. I mean, how do you help your clients? Because there are so many disruptions nowadays, right? And then how do you help them to stay focused in their business?
Oh, I give them, it's my action steps. They joke and say that I'm a teacher and I give out homework.
Oh no, I don't want to go back to school actually. But we have to do our work. If without any action, then we won't gain any result, right?
It's all about the action step. So I actually have them create, in the very beginning, is we create a 90-day action planner that we address every week.
90 days.
And then throughout the 90 days action planner is we're looking at not just the 90 days. We look at what do we do for the 90 days? What do we do each month? What do we do each week? We narrow it down that far. So when we're doing our action step homeworks throughout the program, as we go through that, at the end of the 90 days, we'll revisit it and set up another 90-day action plan. And then we break it down for month 1, month 2, month 3, and then week 1, 2, 3, 4, and then keep going on through that.
So how long does your client need to work with you to get the results?
Everyone's different. So the program itself is for 12 months. And some people get results in a few months. Some people takes a little bit longer than that. It's just building up the systems. When I first started this business 5 years ago, and I started a coaching program, I did the coaching program for first of all, I did a survey and how long people wanted to do a coaching program. And I did it for 3 months. And I tried to cram a year's worth of business building strategy and systems, and not only just the business, but lifestyle strategies into 3 months. And it was a horrific failure because I was failing the customer. I was failing the client because I wasn't giving them the time to digest through the information, to go through and address those fears, to work through those. That all takes time. So at that point, I sat down and said, look, even though the survey results from my group said we wanted 3 months, it has to be a year. If you want to create a movement, you have to commit to at least a year of the program.
And why is it business coaching? Because you have long experiences in healthcare.
I do. So my journey started is I have a doctorate in physical therapy, and I climbed the corporate ladder. Throughout that, I took myself back to school because I wanted to understand the business side of healthcare. So I have a master's degree in business and healthcare administration. And I climbed up that corporate ladder and I got burnt out. I had my fancy corner office, and I thought I was like living this amazing dream, working 90 plus hours a week, coming home grumpy and not sleeping. And it took an intervention from my family to say, you need to do something about your health because you're falling apart. And it was at that moment that I said, you know what? This is not the life I want for myself for the rest of my life, for my family. I don't want this. I don't want to be like this. So that's when I went out and started creating my business with helping people realize where that breaking point is and what we can do to truly make an impact in the world. I wasn't impacting anybody working at that job.
Well, even though it was a great job, in other people's opinion, right? So it depends on how you face it. I mean, in the corporate world. Yeah, I agree with it. And then, why does it take your own experience to move you to make decision to change your life?
It's for me, honestly, it was because I was scared. And it's probably the same. I say with every single client that I've worked with, it's always the same. There is some kind of a fear, which is why it was so important for me to incorporate the let's get muddy phase, is because we have to figure out what those fears are. And it wasn't until I kind of I basically ran into a brick wall going 100 miles an hour and just fell. And my health was involved. I was at the doctors all the time. I was in and out of offices. I was being prescribed all these medications because no one could figure out what was wrong with me. And one day my husband says, you know what, let's take a vacation and go out to the beach. So we did. We took a vacation. We went out to the beach. We're sitting on the beach in each other's arms, watching the sunset. And it was the first moment that I could actually breathe, where I felt like I wasn't suffocating. And that was when I said, okay, I want more of this. I want more of this feeling.
It sounds romantic, but actually it was a healing process then. And how long did it take for you until you decide to take this pathway of life totally different than before? Because you help other people in different way today, right?
I do. So from that moment, it was probably about, well, I started a business about 6 or 8 months after that. I was still I quit that job and I took a different full-time job, and I built the business kind of in my free time and on the weekends. So I was still working a lot more, but I had found my passion with really truly being able to work with people and see that impact, see those results happen. So, and it was a little over 2 years that I built that business and then quit my job. So it was
Wow, it
super.
was a really big step, I think.
That was a huge step. That was the scariest and most exciting moment of my life, was quitting that job. And
Yeah,
because that
and
was like,
at that time you didn't have any problems financially like the others when they have to take the steps to change their career or take another steps in their life.
oh, I tell people, if you have a full-time job and you want to create a business, don't
Mm-hmm.
just go off and quit your job. If be a responsible person and make sure your bills are covered. And if you have a family to take care of, then we got to deal with that. So it's be responsible about it. That's what I did. So during those 2 years building my business, I was saving as much money to give myself a cushion, to also work with the fears that I had that maybe this wouldn't work. Like, maybe people won't actually listen to me. Maybe people won't like what I have to help them with.
Yeah, I got it. And then who are your ideal clients? Because most of the trainers, mentors, and coaches, they have their ideal clients. But in your field, I believe you can help anyone, not only the entrepreneurs, but also a career woman or career businessman or something like that.
Yeah, so men and women together, both equally as much. But my my dream client
Mm-hmm.
criteria, we'll say, is a visionary entrepreneur that has a disruptive. So disruptive
Mm-hmm.
innovator is a terminology that I use. It's because it takes a very special person to want to
Mm-hmm.
change, to want to create change. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of society is very comfortable being comfortable. My dream client is someone who's not comfortable being comfortable, who they want to get uncomfortable and they want to disrupt. They want to create a big crack in their market, and they want to make it just a big wave through it with a movement. And that takes a very special person to want to do that.
Yeah, I believe that also. So, hello, visionary entrepreneurs out there. If you need this session, please contact Dr. Cori Campbell. Oh, and how can they contact you easily after this?
Oh, easily. So I'm easily found on Facebook. But my Freedom Hacking official Facebook group is a great place to
Mm-hmm.
get in and start getting some of the trainings that I give out. It's a free group. Anyone can come in.
Thank you. And do you have any message for our viewers today? There are some of them, and JC Guthrie also, and the people who like our programs today.
Oh, wonderful is keep showing up. Right. My big message is keep showing up. Is even if you think that someone isn't hearing your message, or you feel like you're just having a bad day, somebody out there needs to hear what you have inside of here. And you need to get it out to the world.
And Tim Gillette also say hello. He is one of our sponsor and my mentor also actually. And I'm going to be on his show, his event tomorrow, I think. Hi Tim, how are you today? You should be on his show also. You should know them. These people, the ones who support me, who support this event, and they are very very great mentors, and I know that you can connect with them also, and also other speakers on 100 days live with Sonya, because they might need you also.
Absolutely.
So again, I would like to ask you, what do you think about 100 days live with Sonya and Sonya herself? This is like a kind of testimonial for me, right?
This is a backwards
Yeah.
interview for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no.
Same thing I said up in the beginning, and I will repeat it and sing your praises for doing something that is uncomfortable, and that
Mm-hmm.
is one, making a humongous commitment months in advance and reaching out to people. I remember when you reached out to me and you said, "Oh, I'm doing this, and I'd love to have you as a
Mm-hmm.
guest." And I said, "Oh, that sounds fantastic. When can we schedule?" And you gave me the schedule dates, and I was like, wow, you're really organized. Like, I don't know what I'm doing up there, but okay, I'll block off the time. but
I don't know about being organized, because there are so many people who haven't sent me the bio or confirmation yet. You see how crazy I am. And then yeah, that's why I don't personalize the meme for the speakers, because yeah, they said it on the last minute, and then because we are using StreamYard as our media, then I have to make the link every day. You see, cannot stack up the link because it will cover another speakers, and I want them to get the most exposures because they need this. The people need this. The people need to reach the right person for their business, for their lifestyle, for their mental health. That's why.
Of course. But that's what I mean is taking this on was a huge undertaking. And for you to make that commitment to push yourself, that is amazing. And you deserve all the congratulatory celebration in the world.
Thank you. Bing, bing, bing.
Because having the decision, you're a disruptive innovator. This is exactly what you're doing.
Woo! I have a new title today from Dr. Cori Campbell. Thank you so much. So I passed the test, right?
Yeah. What's that?
I passed the test.
Oh, there was no test. Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, this, this is a very funny comment from Livestream Universe. From this one, from the YouTube. So Sonya was crazy to do 100 days of shows. Ha ha ha. I know I'm crazy, but you are crazy to support me as my main sponsor. Thank you, Rosbrand.
But the crazy people are the ones who change the world. That's what we need.
Oh, now I understand. That's why I have crazy people with me also. And now you become crazy because you are with me.
All crazy people. That's what we want.
Thank you for being here today once more. I feel very honored that you join our show. And then please do not hesitate when I invite you next time for another programs, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
And I would like to thank our sponsors from Kathy Smith in Australia, catcoin.com.au/plan. So marketing should make you money. That's yours. Marketing should make you money. That's yours. So if you have something wrong with your marketing and it doesn't make money, please contact her also. Okay. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for being in 100 Days Live with Sonya with me. And if you haven't registered, please register to our coachinguniverse.anitasonya.com. Please register to our coachinguniverse.anitasonya.com. And you can register for free or upgrade into VIP only for $47. It's pretty cheap for all of the benefits that you are going to have. Okay. Thank you very much, Cori, for today, and I'll see you later.
Thank you.